I didn't get money from the 120 I was asking for. My God. So I asked for 120, but I said we got it because nobody sent anything to me. It ended up getting worked out anyways. We got it worked out. I like some of y'all baffled me, and I knew when I took it down, and I literally specifically said that I didn't receive any money, that people were gonna still think that I received money.
Well, folks, here we go. Just a few days ago, I was talking about how Tophiachu was having a beef with trolls while Papachu was missing. Well, things have escalated rather quickly. Tophia has done a full 180. She went from bragging about her TikTok shop affiliations just a few days ago to now begging for money on her Instagram story. Folks, this is some of the best Tophiachu content I've seen in a while, so make sure you stay tuned, because it's about to get pretty crazy. But before we even get into all that, first, let's talk about this brief news that just came out a day ago. And y'all can probably already guess what this is going to be. It's the fact that Papachu has been arrested once again. A day ago, somebody on the Tophiachu subreddit had posted this image right here that shows that Papachu has been incarcerated once again. It happens all the time. He gets out for this short period, and then, something happens. He ends up doing some crazy stuff. And, he has mental issues. I don't want to talk about it. He does seem like a really creepy person, so it's not like I'm trying to defend him, but he's obviously not all the way there. So whatever he's doing that's like illegal, I have no idea. It could really be anything is my point. Either way, homie has been arrested, and now Tophiachu is begging for money for some reason, which seems weird. Like, the timing is just really weird, right? Papachu gets in jail, and then all of a sudden she needs this $120. And I know this probably sounds nuts to y'all, and some of you guys might even think that I'm making this up, but legitimately, Tophiachu went on her Instagram story and begged for $120 from some random person. She didn't even go on live stream to do it. She was just asking for this $120. She goes, "Ugh. TikTok has not paid me. It's been 2 Wednesdays already. Like, it's frustrating. Like, if we earn and make the money, they should pay us on time. I'm so annoyed. I'm tired of trolls complaining about what I do all the time. I'm gonna speak up even if this story gets me hate, because I'm stressed out." She then wrote, "I'm sorry, y'all. Someone please help me. It's an emergency. I know what the haters will say, but I need 120. If someone can please help me, I would appreciate it. I didn't want to ask, but for safety reasons, I have no choice. I've been stressed crying. I'm trying everything I can to get a job from home, but it's hard." Now, these stories could be out of order. It was really late at night. I can't remember which order they went in. I just screenshotted them really quick. I mean, I want to say it was like 10 p.m. my time, and I was just looking at Instagram and I saw that Tophiachu had made some stories. I'm like, hey, let me look at these and see if they're video worthy. And next thing you know, I see this post where she's asking for $120 as if this is just like her personal family Instagram. Dude, you're an influencer on social media and you're begging for $120 from people who are following you? How crazy is that? Can you imagine if like somebody else did that on TikTok? Like anybody else that's famous who did that on TikTok that you try to replicate, right? All those food reviewers that you try to replicate. I can't remember them off the top of my head, but I'm sure a lot of the people in the comments know who I'm talking about. Imagine if they just one day decided to post an Instagram story to their whole ass like influencer page asking for $120 and getting real personal with people. This is stuff that you should be keeping off the internet. You were just bragging a couple days ago about your TikTok shop affiliations. But let's go back even further. Here's a video of Tophiachu talking about how people are jealous of her because she's able to make social media her full-time job and she's successful at it. And keep this video in mind as we continue on.
Oh, why don't you tell people? Why doesn't the Discord tell people why they're really mad? Tell people why you're mad. Because I make more money than you. Because I can provide and sustain on my own on social media, and you have to flex your mother's car just to prove that you make money off of me when you don't. I am homeless right now. I can afford a car with car insurance right now if I choose to do so. How is it that my brother had 2 cars and you're flexing your mother's car? Yikes. 2. Not 1, but 2.
So a lot of y'all already know who Tophiachu is. So you understand the lore. You understand that she does this a lot. She's always talking about how she wants to make social media her main job, or that social media is already her main job. And this is just a fancy way to say that she's unemployed, because social media, for her at least, isn't sustainable. She does not make enough money to live off of social media, and she's proven this right now. Like, as we speak, she's currently proving this, because she's making these stories where she's saying she can't get out this $320 she made from TikTok, and that she needs $120 from other people. If you need money this bad, if you had no money saved up from the previous time you cashed out your pay from TikTok, you're obviously doing something wrong. This isn't sustainable for you if you're only making $320. It doesn't make sense to call that a job. That's a hobby that makes you a little bit of cash. So of course, when she's out here begging for money on this TikTok page, people are gonna think that she got that $120, because she ended up deleting the post and saying everything's all right, I got it. So people assumed that she got that $120. Now you'll see in this coming up clip that she says that everything turned out all right and she didn't end up needing the $120. So she deleted the post and that she doesn't want anybody's money. Later on in this video, you'll hear her directly contradict that by saying that she still needs the $120 and there's still an emergency going on. But first, let's look at that video. The video where Tophiachu is saying that nobody gave her any money, so everything's all right. It doesn't matter that she begged because she deleted the post a little bit after.
I didn't get money from the 120 I was asking for. My God. So I asked for 120, but I said we got it because nobody sent anything to me. It ended up getting worked out anyways. We got it worked out. I like, some of y'all baffled me, and I knew when I took it down, and I literally specifically said that I didn't receive any money, that people were gonna still think that I received money. I don't ask for money to buy useless ish. Like I knew when I took that post down that people still was gonna say you got money, even though I didn't receive any money. Like, some people need to worry about themselves and less about others. Thank you. Like, no matter how many times I say something, people are still gonna not believe me. Like, okay, so what? Like, some of y'all are not any better off to be telling someone anything about their life when you're not even bettering your life. I could never sit on the internet and you know, come at someone the way that y'all come at me. It's crazy. And a lot of y'all probably don't even get up and wash your, well, you know, before you start thinking about me. It's just really weird. A lot of y'all don't even wake up early in the morning and brush your teeth. I don't get it. But whatever. I mean, to each their own. Some of you people are weird. Really weird.
I honestly don't know what she was trying to do in this clip. It doesn't make any sense to me. She's sitting there trying to act as if she doesn't talk shit about people all the time, 24/7 on her live streams. She's always talking about that Shoddy Bay chick, or whatever her name is, that one odd looking girl. She's always talking about that girl all the time, man. Always talking smack about her. If she were to beg for money, if that girl were to beg for money on her Instagram story and Tophiachu saw it, you know damn well that Tophiachu would be going right onto her TikTok or on her Instagram story and making some kind of post about it. She would be talking about it all over the place, making it this whole big deal. But when she does it and people talk about it, it's like, stay out of my business. You guys need to learn how to mind your own business and, you know, like, don't talk about me, and you guys are weird. You do the same thing to influencers all the time. You do notice that, right? And you do it even worse. You go after them for things that don't even matter, dude. How are you not noticing that what you're saying is a complete contradiction to how you actually are? You're acting as if you're like this perfect person who never talks about anybody. Listen back to what you said and then actually take it in. I think you need that advice, Tophia, not these people that are, just making posts about you or archiving your stuff. Because realistically, the stuff that you're doing is goofy. Of course, people are going to talk about it. You're begging for $120 online, dude. You're complaining about how TikTok is not paying you out on the right Wednesday or some shit like that, dude. $320 you're crying over. She ended up making a post today, about 9 hours ago as of recording this, clarifying what exactly the emergency was and reassuring people that she did actually need the $120. And she just took down the post because she was getting a bunch of hate. I mean, it was pretty obvious, right? She needs that money. She goes into detail about how, like, she's concerned for her safety. And then she says because some people have a place to stay and, she might not. So I'm assuming that this has to do with the hotel she's staying at. Maybe like one of the nights is $120. I really have no idea because it doesn't make much sense, right? Why she would need this $120 exactly. It just seems like a really weird number, but I guess maybe she can just be like $120 short of a month there. I don't know how that shit works. I can't recall a time where I've had to stay at a hotel for, more than a couple days. So she's living in one. Obviously, it's going to be a different situation, and I'm assuming she's paying by the month. So maybe she's $120 short. I don't know. It's still very unclear exactly to what she needs this money for, but she's claiming that it's because she's fearing for her safety.
So I want to say this because it's very important that we have a talk. So it hasn't been very easy finding work, because like I said, I was finding work from home jobs. I've been trying the best that I can with my brother, trying to literally get jobs, which is hard for him to get a job. And on top of that, having his car fixed so he can dash. And sadly, we are in a financial emergency, and I still needed like 120. I knew I still needed it, but I had to take the post down because I didn't want to hear it from people about how, like, when you're financially stable and you're able to spend money and you're not able to, people fail to realize that you could be a millionaire and then end up broke. That's just how life is, right? I'm trying the best that I can. I would be lying if I said that my family is doing okay. This emergency is, I can't even tell people how bad it is. Because, me and my family are going through a lot of financial hardships, and people just don't realize how hard life is. Between my brother trying to get a job and not being able to get a job, to having to try to get his car fixed so he can make and earn the money that we may need for our rent and stuff. And I can't even tell you how bad it is. Like, if I explain it to people, they would just tell me, well, why don't you go get a job? Why didn't you do this? When I'm trying the best that I can, right? And I can only do so much in the time that I had. This is a situation where we don't have options, right? And this is a situation where I wish people would just take the time to understand things. My mental health has been declining for a long time, and it piled on and piled on, like trying to get help when it's so expensive. And then, I understand people giving the free help, but I couldn't do that when my family had financial struggles, and I was trying the best that I can to make sure my family had a place. There were just some things that we thought, going into what we thought, and then we still have a couple of days, and it's right now it's a safety situation, right? It's a safety situation, I'm trying to change. I'm trying to do better in my life, and I really don't like coming on the internet to ask for money. To be honest, I really don't. Some people are cruel. Some people are cruel. You know, people have safe spaces and places they can sleep outside. But when your safety, and it's not like the place that I live is unsafe. It's the fact that, you know, having nowhere to go. You know, we don't really have family like that that can just like take us in and be like, here. You know, that's just not, and plus my dad's family doesn't live here. They're in like North Carolina, Atlanta, New York. They're spread out, and they're not the type of people. Plus, we don't have money to travel.
Trust me, Tophia, I understand how hard it can be to get a job. Everybody understands how hard it can be to get a job, but that doesn't mean that it's impossible at all. You can be very capable of getting a job if you just worked on your hygiene, you worked on, being more social, you worked on maybe like projecting your voice, speaking in a manner that is actually pleasing to the ears. There's things that you can work on. You say that you're trying to better yourself, but if you actually were trying to better yourself, it really wouldn't be that hard to find a job. There's people that are working all the time in Subways, Walmarts, McDonald's. There's jobs that are needed everywhere, constantly. If you keep filing for an application and you go in and give a clean interview, there's no reason why you shouldn't be getting a job. Everyone watching right now knows that. It's really not impossible. It's not this like unobtainable thing where it's like the job market is so bad and everybody's unemployed. It's just not like that, dude. I don't understand why she's using that excuse. You're 30 years old. You understand how it is. You understand like how to function, right, as an adult. So you should know that getting a job isn't impossible. It's just impossible because you keep saying it is, and thus you're not filling out any job applications and actually trying. You kind of lie to yourself. You might fill out a couple here and there, and then you go on TikTok live and cry about how nobody's giving you a chance. Maybe there's a reason for that. Tophia like completely plays the victim here. If it's not the fault of the people that are trolling her, then she's gonna go and start blaming TikTok themselves. Yes, folks, in the next clip, she starts to rant to TikTok and she tells us about how she submitted a ticket and that she's angry because she wanted to cash out last Wednesday, but they told her no. And this Wednesday, she was supposed to get $110 out, but now they're only giving her $6. And she's also complaining about how she has $300 in total, but she can't pull that out currently because it's just not the right time. TikTok is a company, man. They really can't do anything for you. They can't give you any money early. I mean, it's the same thing with YouTube. I get paid on a certain day. I can't just go to like YouTube support and start complaining to them and saying, well, I need money earlier. Can I get in advance? It's like, no, that's not how it works. They're a whole ass company, dude. I saw a lot of people on the subreddit wondering why Tophiachu can't pull out her money. And it seems to be that she just started this new account because she had been banned. And on new accounts, you have to meet a certain threshold before you can actually pull out your money. So a lot of people are thinking that she may have not met a certain threshold, thus she can't pull out the full amount of her money, or, she's not getting paid on time, whatever she's saying, right? It's annoying. She's always saying that, social media is her main job and that she was able to make social media her job and all the haters hate her for that, right? Everybody hates Tophia for that because she proved everyone wrong by sitting there on TikTok live all day and getting gifted shit, right? But in actuality, most of the time, the people that are subscribed to her because she has her chat on subscribers only. So they pay like $5 just so they control her.
Like, I just hate, I got frustrated because I had to stare at $300, which I currently have to stare at $300 that I'm sitting on right now that I can't even use because TikTok doesn't allow you to take the funds out until tomorrow. But I'm sitting on this money that I can't even use and it just pisses me off. And when I message TikTok, they didn't fix the issue. I get it. I get it, it's not Wednesday, but you're not understanding me. I knew they was gonna give me that stupid response being like, it's not Wednesday, so it's not gonna cash out. I already know that, but it hasn't been cashing out ever since it was supposed to cash out on Wednesday. That's the problem, you know? TikTok should have better customer service, and it just sucks. And I get so pissed off that I'm not where I need to be, because I'm looking at $300, and it just infuriates me that it's like I have to look at that and sit there and be like, this is so out of reach. My family could really use this right now, but we can't use it because we have no access to it. And it just literally pisses me off that I don't have access to money that I earned and worked hard for. You know, I want to have a successful business. I want to do these things, and I spent a whole hour, well, not hour, I spent a whole day working on something only for me to be like, is this worth it? Because I'm not going to get anything until, I don't know, there's just something I did and I can't say because of the haters. And I work so hard. I work hard. And me saying I still need the 120 is not asking for money. I didn't say, hey, send me money. Please, like, I don't need this negativity. I don't need it. Like, there's too much going on for me to have to deal with negativity. I don't need it. But, I don't know. It's just hard. It's really hard. And I know I'm still going to receive negativity despite telling people that to not be negative. I'm not going to even look at DMs. On Instagram, I really don't look at DMs. I just delete them all. I'm not even going to respond or look at DMs. So there's no point. There is no point. Keep your opinions to yourself. Like, this is not like, oh, well, you should have got a job. You should have done this. You should have done that. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know what people have been trying to do. You don't know how hard it is. You think you know people's lives, but you don't know what people have to go through on and off the app. Like, it's frustrating. Like, I'm so sick and tired of people sitting here thinking they know what they could offer that is helpful when it's not even helpful. It doesn't make any sense, and I don't appreciate it. But I'm not going to look at DMs. Now, I resent the ticket to TikTok, but they're obviously not going to help me because TikTok is saying that it's not Wednesday, that I can't cash out because it's not Wednesday. And that's what's literally bothering me is that, you know, I can't cash out. Sorry. I don't know what the issue is. Now, it was saying 110, which I was hoping it cashed out more. Now I know it was saying 110, but now it's saying it's saying $6. I don't understand what's wrong. Like, TikTok needs to fix this because I told them people are gifting me, right? And if it's broken, what's the point? Because it said 110, but now it's saying $6.
Dude, you're doing a lot of complaining for somebody who is banned off of the app. You're currently banned on one account. And you're sitting here and you're complaining using your backup. Do you think that that's a very smart idea? One of these times, a TikTok support agent is going to end up recognizing your backup account and banning you because, like I just said, you aren't even supposed to be on the app, dude. You keep getting banned over and over. I think you're on like your third account already. And you're sitting here complaining about how you're not getting any money. You should be lucky to even have an account at all. None of this would have happened if you never got banned in the first place. It doesn't make sense. If it was really that important to you, you shouldn't have been doing the shit that you were doing on live. You know damn well, dude. I mean, these people are looking out for the instant that you do something little so that they can report it. And it doesn't take a lot to get banned off of TikTok. But Tophiachu does end up doing some really stupid stuff. She either says something really vulgar or shows something slightly vulgar, and then she ends up getting banned for it. I mean, Papachu is currently arrested. Your dad's in jail. He was missing before this. And you're sitting here and you're crying about $120. You're yelling at TikTok support because they won't let you cash out your $320 you have from gifts. You're saying that you don't want to make any more content or, go live anymore because you don't see a purpose. It was $320 to begin with, dude. You need to find something else besides TikTok because in no circumstance is that sustainable. You're 30 years old. It's over. The social media thing isn't going to work out. Go find a regular job. It's really not that hard, Tophia. So folks, with that being said, that's the end of this video. Thank you guys for watching. My brain is fried after watching so much Tophiachu. Sort of like that video where the person puts the egg in the frying pan and says that this is your brain on drugs. It's like, this is your brain on Tophiachu. It's pretty bad, folks. It's pretty bad. I'm going to have to get some surgery. They're going to have to go into my brain with, last time they used lasers. This time they're going to be using like telepathic technology using Neuralink from Elon Musk. It's going to be pretty crazy, folks. I might have to live stream the whole thing. Mr. Based and Josh might even be there. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, folks, so I can get better. All that helps out with my recovery. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.